There were clashes for a third consecutive night in Belarus, as security forces again used violence in an attempt to disperse protesters demanding an end to the rule of the country's longtime dictator Alexander Lukashenko following a disputed election. The protests continued hours after it emerged Belarus' main opposition candidate, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, had left the country for neighboring Lithuania. Tikhanovskaya's effort to unseat Lukashenko had attracted a wave of support that led to Sunday's contested election. The exact circumstance under which Tikhanovskaya left Belarus was unclear, but she implied she might have been forced to leave because of a threat to her family. Protests break out across Belarus following contested election as police crack down on demonstrators in an emotional video, in which she seemed to feel constrained by what she could say. Tikhanovskaya said she had taken the very difficult decision to leave herself. I thought that this election campaign had made me strong and had given me the power to withstand anything, but perhaps I'm still that weak woman that I was initially, she said in the video. I know that many people will understand me, many will judge me, and many will hate me, but God forbid you face such a choice that I had to face, she said. That's why I say, people, take care of yourselves, please. What is going on right now is not worth a single lost life. Children are the most important thing in our life. Her campaign staff told the independent Belarusian site, tut.by, that she had been taken to Lithuania by Belarus security services in a deal that allowed her to free her campaign manager Maria Moroz. Lukashenko, often known as Europe's last dictator, received over 80% of the vote in Sunday's election, against just under 10% for Tikhanovskaya amid widespread allegations of ballot rigging. The result triggered protests across Belarus, with Tikhanovskaya calling for Lukashenko to hand over power so she could call fresh elections without him. Tikhanovskaya had not joined the protests since they began after the election and had been in hiding since Saturday night, amid fears authorities might arrest her. She disappeared on Monday after visiting an elections commission to file a formal complaint about the election. A second video was posted on Tuesday showing Tikhanovskaya sitting in an office before she left Belarus and appearing to be forced to read a statement in which she called for people not to protest or resist police. The video, which some suggested was filmed while Tikhanovskaya was inside the elections commission, appeared to many as coerced. A former teacher, Tikhanovskaya had been a stay-at-home mother until a few weeks ago when she decided to step in for her husband, a popular blogger, after he was jailed and prevented from running against Lukashenko. A reluctant politician, she nonetheless became an effective political campaigner. Her rallies attracted tens of thousands of people, the biggest in Belarus since the fall of the Soviet Union, as she channeled unprecedented discontent with Lukashenko. During the election campaign, Tikhanovskaya sent her children out of Belarus after she said she received a phone call threatening to send them to an orphanage if she didn't drop out. It was unclear Tikhanovskaya's leaving would impact the protests. They have largely been leaderless, and the opposition social media channels that have called for them are not from Tikhanovskaya's campaign. Tikhanovskaya had avoided explicitly calling for protests and had not attended them. She has repeatedly urged people to avoid violence, calling on Lukashenko to negotiate a peaceful handover of power.